All right, portfolio review. It was a wild day today, so let's run down the list. I'm going to start with the worst performers. Lee Auto, not a good day today. Still going to continue to hold the position, though. We'd have to really break down below this 29 area, but not encouraging. So I'm going to have to keep an eye on that. Coop, I actually cut this position today. We're still above this 3111 area. I think if we can like break this down trend line here, I'll re-enter. Still playing for this breakout. I mean, there's nothing really super technically weak, but I sent out a tweet earlier, which I'll get to about hedging my portfolio. I'm not bearish on the market, but at these levels, I'm just a little bit more cautious. And after the day today, this was not acting well at all, and the rate of change went negative, and so I bailed on this position. So this is a failed breakout trade. We'll have to see what the next couple days brings, but I don't think, unless it has a huge resurgence tomorrow, I'm gonna just sit on the sidelines on this for now. Next up was Tilray. Down day, but again, still very strong. It's just consolidating some of these gains, so hopefully we can get it turned up within the next couple of days or by next week. I mean, anything can happen. I should not give up this entire move here. So until anything changes, I liked how it didn't close on its lows today. So until anything changes, I'm going to continue to hold that. MGM's the new entry. Big down day, but the market was a little skittish today in general. As long as we hold above this 29 area, I'm going to continue to play this to the upside. I still think that MGM, LVS, which we'll get to later, and Win are still longs in my book. Another one I cut today was Claravit. Kind of came down right to the area that I bought it. It's been weak, still back in the range. If we can clear this downtrend line and then start to clear 30 again and start to break out of the range, I'll play it again for the upside, but for now I'm out. I didn't like how it was acting today. United Airlines. This is a failed trend line. You have this level here. I'm still in it because the Jets ETF is still positive trend, and this is a component. But this position is not looking good. We got to hold this gap area here at 39, or I'm going to cut the position, and then I'll, again, same thing as the other ones that I've cut, wait till we kind of get a swing back up, especially because the overall market trend is still positive despite me being a little bit more neutral. The intermediate trend is definitely still positive, so I'm definitely still looking to be long cyclicals like airlines and casinos, some of the things that have been beaten up. But not a good day for United Airlines today, so keeping an eye on that. American Express, very disappointed with the performance. Back to the area that I bought it. The trend is still positive though, so I'm going to continue to hold. We'd have to really break down toward this 115 area to shake me out, but not a good day. Hopefully we can get a bounce and then clear that trend line again and just continue to move higher out of the range, but not encouraging. GM, down big, but I mean, given its move, it's nothing, and it actually reacted well toward the end of the day, so nothing really there with that. Canopy Growth, actually holding up pretty strong, stronger than Tilray, so no complaints. Still kind of flagging here. Not worried about that one. PAGS, still above this 52 area. Not a great day, but again, given how the market There was a huge rotations going on in the market today. So, and this was one that got hit, but the trend is still positive. So, I'm still comfortable there. HTHC is next. Down day, but still holding above the range. Still holding above this 44 area. So hopefully this trend line holds and we can get some continued move to the upside. Let's see how it acts tomorrow. Jets, as I said, this trend line failed, but this broader support area held quite well. And as long as this holds, I'm still going to be bullish all the airlines on aggregate. So hopefully we can clear these again and head back higher. If we get a close below this 21 area, I'll reset all the airlines and then, and then play it back if it can turn back up. But I think that this area is going to hold. We'll see tomorrow, but I think this area is going to hold. Along those same lines, Delta, again, holding this low pivot area. Just going to have to keep an eye on it, but I'm going to continue to play it to the long side. Intel, it's got to hold this gap. Reacted decently, although it gave up a chunk from 62, but it obviously had an enormous rise. So see how it acts in here, but I'm still a holder. American Airlines, same theme, held top end of the range, acted actually a little bit better than some of the others, so hopefully that one can turn up. CrowdStrike, nothing new here, still strong, still above 195. XPeng, strong, stronger than Li Auto. Not sure why, they usually move together. Not sure why this one is stronger, but I'm happy with it. Reacted, was up big. Obviously the market sold off big during the day, but this reacted well as the day went on, so still well above the range. T-Well, still well above the range, still strong. Nothing new there. Sorry about that. VRSK. Not good today. This has got to open up and not go really below today's low, or I'm going to cut the position and then re-enter maybe if it can clear this 192 area that I originally purchased it at again, because this range reversal is not holding for now. Let's see what tomorrow brings. But if we get any selling on the open or we don't open up above, I'll cut the position and then I'll reload again above 192. I still think that this range reversals is in play. It's got a lot of support here, but not a good day today. LVS still barely holding to this range support area. I'm not sure about earnings, but I don't think earnings really, it'll really be the call that's the catalyst, because earnings themselves obviously will probably be negative. Not enough people have been vaccinated, not enough travel yet. But I think that, as I said earlier, airlines, casinos, at some point, there's going to be some sort of cyclical recovery. And I want to be involved in these names. So not great entry if you're not in it yet. Just wait until it breaks this trend line here. Then I think it could be a play to the upside. But I'm still holding for now. Fortiv didn't close well today. This is going to be the same thing as VRSK. If we open up below here and have any selling, I'll cut the position and then wait and reload. If it can get above 69, I'll re-enter. But not looking good today and starting to break down further into the range. Team, we bought that. Let me put this over here, somewhere in this area. Exactly what the trade price was. I'll have to get to that. But again, I think that I think this broader breakout from this range area is intact. Let's see. Playing this trend line break. And we're playing this smaller range here for a reversal. reacted decently, kind of held the bottom. See what tomorrow brings, but I'm still gonna keep playing in here as long as it doesn't close below 220. Diane Trace was having a terrible day, reacted well as the market bounced. Still kind of holding near the top end of the range. I'm still happy with this position. PayPal down, but still best in breed, still strong, still trending strong. We'd have to get below 225 to have me concerned about that. BlackRock still strong, still holding above the support area. Held the top end of the range today. Let's see how it acts tomorrow and the rest of the week. I mean, banks have been weak over this past couple of weeks, but today hopefully was an inflection point and they can get a bounce. But we'll just have to see. Next is Johnson Controls. Down, but still very strong. Nothing has changed here. Still holding that. Wabtec, I sold some calls against it today. Still strong. Still coming into this range here. Not sure how it'll react in the next couple of days, but I think as long as the market stays strong and it can hold this range highs, the trend is to the upside. So still holding here. Boeing reacted well at the end of the day. I mean, I'm in from 147, so I'm not selling. I'm not worried about earnings, to be honest. Again, no expectations. I mean, look at the estimate number. It's negative. So just like, and it's trading very similar to the airlines. If you're not in it yet, if it can clear 215, I think then it's back toward range highs. But for now, it's just a wait and see. But I'm continuing to hold. Train Technologies held the bottom of the range well here. Still looking for this breakout. So the reversal is still intact. As long as 147 holds, I'm confident in that position. Air Products is giving back a lot, but these 2 days are still holding strong. It's been a lot of sideways action. So as long as we can continue to hold range lows, I'm going to stick with Air Products as well. CGen, another failure at the top end of the range, but still positive. Still above 174. So I'm going to continue to hold this. Hopefully it can clear these down days and start to turn back up. But despite the bad performance today, I'm going to continue to hold that. GoDaddy, new entry. This mini reversal play in this broader big range, looking for range highs. We'll have to wait and watch. Not the worst day today given the market, although it was down when the market did finish up, but just have to wait and watch this for the next couple of days. There's nothing really new there. Why I'm still in global payments, I have no idea. It's because we're still above 181, but I've watched this become a winner, now a loser. Although I don't think this straight line will continue like this, especially if the broader market trend remains positive, which it is. So I'm hoping for a bounce in these next couple of days. We got a little glimmer of that today. If you're not in it, wait till it clears this trend line and then use this 181 area as your stop. But I'm still holding as long as we stay above 180, 181. But not a terrible day today, but again, still straight down. Although I don't think that it will just continue straight down like this. So I'm hoping for some sort of bounce. There's a lot of support here. So we just need a bounce and then a turn up. Next is Zimmer Biomet. Down, but reacted strongly. Did get rejected at new range highs here, but I think this breakout play from the previous range is intact. We'd have to really come down toward this 150 area to get me out of that position. Citigroup reacted well to the support area here. I'm hoping that will continue tomorrow. I'm going to use use this 59 area as a pivot. Below here, I'm going to trim the position, but as long as we stay above here, I'm confident the trend is still higher. Same thing for Bank of America. Both reacted well to their pivot areas that we've been outlining. We just have to wait and watch. I mean, you can see on an immediate term basis, it looks like we could definitely get a bounce. I mean, this line can't continue like this. The question is what happens after for all the financials, but not a terrible day today. XLE is next, still holding the support area in the range. Actually not closed well relative to other things, so still happy with it. I still think in the long term it's got to get this 46 area as long as the broader market stays positive. Activision is next, down but still strong, still flagging up here, not even close to the range highs, so I'm not gonna mess with that. Ball, I think I rejected this trend line. It's not really holding, but it did hold this 87 area, 88. I'm gonna watch this. Hopefully we can turn back up. Anything below 88 on a closing basis, I'm gonna be out, but still just super sideways. A little bit of selling, but not that bad of a day, so still holding on to this one. Best Buy, some selling today, but still very strong, still holding in there. This gap is proven to be some resistance, but we still got a lot of space in the range here for it to go sideways and even down a little bit, but I'm not mad at Best Buy right now. CTLT, Catalant, quite strong, still above 111. Still looking for another breakout here, we'll see, but I got a good trade location, so I'm not really touching that for now. Vulcan Materials still hovering above range highs. Still think this breakout is intact. Hopefully we can get back toward this 160 area. What's next now? Biogen. Still strong, still hanging out above range highs. No complaints. Have to go below 52 in order to get it on my radar. As long as we stay in this area, I still think it wants to take out highs. KRE reacted quite strongly today. Still flagging, still very strong. So this also gives me confidence about the broader banking sector. I mean, regionals can outperform for sure, but if regionals are strong, then the money center banks like the Citigroups and Wells Fargo's, other things in the portfolio should remain strong. XLI still above support at 86. Nothing really new here, just consolidating. Still positive. Speaking of the money center banks, XLF reacted well toward the end of the day. Still think the trend is positive. Got Twitter. I put out another. I added to Twitter today. We have been talking about this. It's held the range low. If we can clear this trend line, head back to a 52 or even this 51 area in the gap. Yeah, we'll have to wait and watch, see if it can react. But I did add to the position after trimming up here, so see how that goes. Illinois Tool Works. Again, range after range after range. You can just see this consolidation all over the place, but it's still holding its range lows here, so still looking to play to the upside. I have to watch this over the coming days, but I think as long as we hold over 198, Trend is definitely still positive. XLB reacted well toward the end of the day. Trend still positive. Hopefully we can clear this downtrend line and continue, but as long as we hold above 71.58, not worried about that. Intuit reacted well. It's down big and rallied back strong. This breakout is still intact, so as long as it is, as long as we stay above 360, I'm going to continue to play. Take two, the short. Still hovering around here. If we go above 211, I'll be stopped out, especially because the market trend is still positive. But on days like today, a little bit of short exposure is not the worst thing. But this is still doing nothing, basically. So there's nothing really new. Same thing for Ring. Nothing after this short, but still haven't been stopped out. X-ray reacted well. This breakout still intact. As long as we stay above this 54 area, I'm going to remain positive on the stock. It's nothing really new. FDX, looking for this reversal. Brought it over here. Still looking for this reversal into the range. It's reacting decently to this trend line. Hopefully tomorrow will be a bounce day, but nothing new here really today. Kind of just hovering around. Workday, still looking for this top end of the range here. It's had a good week. It wasn't too bad today. Just have to keep an eye on it, but so far so good. Info on this range retest. I'm still looking for this move higher. I think I'm in from a little bit lower, but yeah, I mean, still flagging. These 3 days have been strong, and then these 3 days have been not as worse and not as bad. So hopefully we can get a bounce back up in the next couple of days, but I'm sticking with this. Lamb Weston, still looking to play this breakout, but it's super choppy, so nothing really new there. Masco actually was up today, so not bad. Still looking for 60. See how it acts in the next coming days, but sticking with that. Salesforce, it's not flat today, but now well within this range, and then hopefully a breakout toward this gap area coming. But happy with it today. Could have been one of the weak ones, and it wasn't. American Waterworks still holding range highs. Nothing really new. Hopefully we can get toward 172. Next is McDonald's. Flat. It's been over a month now, but still above 207, so still positive on it. Baidu, still up. It's crazy. Unbelievable ascent. So not complaining there. General Dynamics was actually having a much better day. The market was a little fishy. I'm going to hold into earnings. I mean, there's always risk, but the way that I like to play earnings with stocks is, especially because I take more of a portfolio approach, is, I will just, if I'm still long the stock, I'm going to ride it into earnings. Maybe I'll sell some calls against it. But for now, I'm taking a positive stance on the stock, so I'm going to take the earnings risk. We'll see what it brings. But decent day, actually. Again, given the selling, could have been down and it wasn't. Stanley Black & Decker, same thing. Going to take it into earnings. This is more of a tighter play. But as long as we hold above these range lows, I still think it could break above this trend line and head towards range highs and then potentially 194. But we'll see. See where earnings brings. That's probably going to make or break it. But I'll take the risk. Snapchat was down big, reacted well. Still hovering at the buy area. But I'm still looking for this further breakout. See what the coming days bring. S&P Global still playing this reversal again after being stopped out. So I'm long from here. As long as we can hold above 303, I'm going to remain positive and hopefully we can get back up here to 336. But kind of nothing today. Tyson Foods, we finally got this breakout out of this chunk, but we're still not near range highs. So gonna just wait and watch, but not a bad day today. Edward Life Sciences, decent, still down on it. Gonna take the earnings risk, although not too confident because this one's been a little bit weaker and is back in the range, but hopefully we can clear this trend line and get back above the 87 area. Anything below 83 is officially bearish, and I'll be out of that position. Chubb reacted well today, all considering. Nothing really new here. Super flat, still holding above the breakout area. FTNT still hovering near range highs. I still think there's a breakout in the making. Very happy with where I bought it at. So as long as we're above 145, I got no complaints. ARC, another day up. It's unbelievable. But until the trend changes, I'm going to stick with it. CME, down on this position, but holding this support area. As long as we stay above 177, I still think we're going to retest these range highs. Might take some time, but I'm sticking with it for now. Rollins, decent day today. It was up basically as much as the market was. Hopefully this range retest holds and we can get back to this 37-38 area. Amazon, flat, but sticking with it, and definitely going to stick with it into earnings, especially how Netflix reacted. I mean, obviously that means nothing, but I do think that if it's a good quarter, that there'll be some buying pressure, similarly to Netflix. So just gonna have to wait and watch that. Win strong today. Still holding in this green support area. For my post, I can take this color out. Still holding this area. As long as we stay above 100, I'm still playing this to the upside, as I said, with all these cyclicals. Splunk reacted well. Held this trend line. Still looking to get back over this 174 and then hopefully toward 185 as long as we stay above 160. Stick with that. Whole Logic reacted well to the buy area, to the breakout. Again, it's been flat for a while, but overall trend is still to the upside. Fast. This was a new entry on Friday, I believe. Talked about this, but again, we kind of had a test of the range highs, kind of reversed, but held this support area. As long as we can hold on a closing basis above 47, I still think it wants to go back toward range highs. So keep an eye on that. It reacted well today, actually, so happy with that. Weyerhaeuser, nothing there, but still positive. Compugen, 3 months of this chop, but still above 12, so I'm going to continue to hold. This is the type of stock that one day it'll just be up a couple dollars or down a couple dollars. But for now, sticking with it. Oracle, if you got stopped out, you can just wait until this trend line breaks and then re-enter and then use 59 as your stop. I'm sticking with it. I still think we can get back toward range highs here at 62. Wells Fargo, strong, actually stronger than the other banks. I still think that the trend is intact and we're headed back toward 33 for now. BABA back in the range as we talked about. Just kind of hanging out here, consolidating these gains. That's fine. As long as we don't spill back over toward 240, I'm going to stick with it. Lockheed Martin's got earnings coming up. Got to take that risk. I think this is a great reversal opportunity. I mean, this stock is not near March lows, but it's not far, especially structurally, not necessarily on a percentage basis, but the structure is very weak still. So there's a lot of negativity priced into this stock. Let's see what earnings look like, see how the stock reacts. But this range reversal, I think there's huge opportunity here still. BioMarin, strong today actually, held range high, so I'm happy with that. Hopefully we can clear above 92. Western Digital, still holding range highs. Was not happy with that gap down, but hopefully we can refill that and have the trend continue positive. Cincinnati Financial reacted well to range highs. Still think the trend is to the upside as long as we stay above 83. eBay, strong. Kind of got some selling at range highs here, but as long as we stay above 54, I think it wants to see all-time highs here at 61. Trend is still very positive. J&J, another one that's going to have big earnings and announcements later in the week. This has been a great range reversal. It's been strong. I'm going to take it into earnings. There's some risk because of the move it's had. It has me a little bit concerned. I mean, this could be the ultimate sell the news kind of thing. So I'm going to sell some calls into it. But the trend is strong, and not that I own this, but this is giving me some hope. I mean, if you look at how Eli Lilly reacted, huge move. This damn thing is almost doubled, and it's not a small company. And it's not a go-go momentum stock either. So Johnson & Johnson looks similar, but it's had nowhere near the amount of return. Now, not that it will ever catch Eli Lilly, but still, it's given me faith in it. It's been continue to be strong. I mean, this reversal turned into a breakout, and the breakout has been stronger than I imagined. So I'm sticking with it. Next is Vertex. Holding here, still strong. Hopefully can stay above the range and get back in this 250 area. But I'm happy with that. Dexcom, almost back to break even. I don't know what the selling was all about because it's almost come all the way back here. And on a day where the market almost gave it up, it was strong today. So now that we're back in the range, hopefully price move can continue. Definitely hard stop at 350 though, based on that earlier action from last week. Next is Facility. Good day today. We still haven't gotten back to this 117 area, but I dealt with a lot of selling here and we've come all the way back up. So I'm happy with this position. As long as we don't give up 81. I still think the trend is positive. Regeneron back in the range. Big day today, to my surprise. It's been a great move. So I don't think we're going to get to 619 anytime soon, but I'm definitely going to try to look to hold it into earnings. We just have to wait and watch. As long as it doesn't, I want to see if it holds this 252-day moving average. That'll be kind of a good barometer, but as long as we stay above there, the trend is definitely still positive. Another one is Pfizer. Finally got this bounce, so I'm in the money on this range retest. See if we can get to 38, but I'm happy. Looks like it wants to turn positive. BioNTech, you can see So as we've been moving down the portfolio, the stronger stocks have been a lot of biotech. And I like the biotech in the portfolio because it's not 100% correlated to the S&P 500. There's a chance for some alpha there, and they've been acting well. So hopefully that continues. BioNTech was just another example. Akamai, still strong. Still happy I held on over here. Well back in the range. Hopefully we can get toward 115. And what else we got? Biogen, another one. So again, same theme. All the ones that are strong today for the most part, biotech. It's been good. FXI, super strong. It's been unbelievable. Going a little vertical. So I sold some calls against it. But if you just own the stock, I wouldn't really worry about selling calls. It's just more of a portfolio move on my part. But still very strong. So nothing new there. Again, same theme. NC range reversal turn. Looks like it could be turning into a breakout. Very happy. Again, biotech. As long as we can stay above. As long as we stay above this 90 area, the trend is definitely still positive. So no complaints. Skyworks was big today. It's going to be affected by Apple's earnings, but I'm going to play it into earnings. It's been choppy, but it's holding above the range. So I think that this breakout is intact, and I'm going to take the risk. And speaking of Apple, unbelievable. You're talking about holding 126. It has. I don't know if there's going to be any huge surge into earnings, but as long as it doesn't give up this 130 area, which would be a calamity if it did, then the trend is still positive no matter what happens on earnings. ResMed, great bounce back today. Happy with this. Hopefully this breakout has some steam. Obviously earnings will be a factor for a lot of these companies, but when you own stocks, at the end of the day, unless you're day trading or you want to try to get in and out of every earnings call, sometimes you just got to take the risk. I mean, obviously, I saw what happened in August, and after a huge advance, there was some risk in that for sure. This has been a huge advance, but it's consolidated now for a couple of months. And the last earnings call obviously was quite strong, so it got back all it gave up during that earnings. So you never know, but with any of these that we've been talking about, but ResMed has got this decent breakout setup, and I want to continue to play that. So today was also encouraging because it could have sold off with the market and did not. KWeb, same thing. SFXI kind of it's gone damn near vertical. We'll continue this pace just like with the banks. I mean, hopefully it don't sell off as much as the banks, but anytime you see this vertical nature, it won't continue, but it's still strong, and it would have to give up, a lot. I mean, the most near term week pivot on a weekly basis all the way down to 85, so I'm sticking with it. Lending Tree, great day today, even though rates were actually down, which was not encouraging for the financials. Lending Tree was much better than the sector overall, so very happy with that. Still looking for this 348 gap to be filled. Tal Ed, we've been waiting a while, got this huge move, got rejected so you can see this broader range here. I mean, I didn't even have the box drawn because I didn't think it was going to get there anytime soon, but after the day it had a couple days ago, it's now here. So let's see if we can hold this more immediate term range, but I'm very happy with the position. I'm not going to touch that. ZTO, strong. It's getting a little heavy here at range highs, but this is a great reversal play, and it can back and fill for a while. It would have to get really low in order to shake me out, because I think that this trend now is intact, even if it has some selling in the near term. It was a good day. Wish was having an unbelievable day, and that is an ugly candle, but it's still above range highs. So even if we get some selling, as long as we don't break down below 23, I'm going to stick with it because maybe we can get back up to this 28 level. It was having an unbelievable day, but obviously did not close well, but still positive. Datadog still strong, still above range highs. Still looking for 117 unless something changes. Citrix strong, held this support area back in the range. Now let's see if we can clear this 137 area, but very happy with that. The T's, I did a post about this. I'm moving my stop up to 117. This is part of the whole K-Web, China move in general. Baidu, K-Web, you can see they all kind of look similar. ZTO even, looks similar, even though it's not related. China will take a breather, but the trend is positive, and that's kind of what's important. So even if there's some selling, overall, the trend is intact. Teladoc, another big day. This reversal turned into a breakout. I mean, this is an unbelievable move. I don't know what's behind this for the past week, but I'll take it. Now we have a new broader range area, although it's not that much higher than the previous one. But I think as long as we can hold this 250 area, the trend is definitely still positive. 250 to 240. I mean, this could back and fill a lot. I did sell calls against it because this move is not going to continue like this. But again, it's a good trade, and because I bought all the way down here, I'm willing to be very patient with it. Beyond the power of patience, this is also the power of swing trading. I mean, there's a lot of people pitching a lot of different strategies out there, but in my opinion, the most effective way to beat the market consistently and actually truly make a living doing this is to have patience, because it's hard to time things perfectly, and then on top of that to time things perfectly numerous amounts of times. And you know I had terrible timing initially with Beyond Meat, but because it's only one part of the portfolio, I was able to hold. But even if I got stopped out anywhere along the line, it still held range lows. We talked about when it breaks this trend line, there's an opportunity. So if you bought here at 124, I mean, it's at 158 now. And for my position, I'm handsomely in the money. So, and I sold calls against it this whole way down. So now I'm also selling calls because I'm not confident in Beyond Meat in general after how it reacted in December. But the trend is definitely positive now. And it looks like it wants to get toward range highs. So as long as we don't break down below 132, I think the play is definitely still to the upside. And then last but not least is Rocket. I mean, wow. Big day. Perfect range reversal trade. Not sure about how it's going to act up here because you can see there's been a lot of selling over these past 3 months, but maybe a day like today will clear some of these sellers out. I don't think we're going to get any ridiculous move up to here because that was a little feverish, but if we can clear 24, 25, and then just hang around here, again, there's more upside. And let's just go over the overall market. Crazy day today. I put out a tweet that I was hedging the portfolio, and I am still hedged. Of course, that hedge is costing me a little bit, but hey, that's the price of doing business. As a reminder, back in September, it seems like a long time ago, but you can see when it starts to go down, when there's going to be a correction, it's going to happen fast. And so, from a portfolio perspective, I got to take the times where there's some selling and they break some trend lines on an immediate term basis to at least protect, because there's no way I'll be able to sell all the stock. Reacted quite well. I was surprised at how strong it reacted after being down 1%. I still have my hedge on. I'll be stopped out of the hedge if it goes above 385. But hey, I'll take that. I mean, we went over the portfolio today. Despite the market being up, there was a lot of losers. So, and some of these cyclical losers in casinos, airlines, banks. So there's opportunity. If the market wants to remain strong, I have a feeling that most of the portfolio will continue to rise. So I don't mind taking a little bit of a hit on a hedge. But in general, this trend is still higher. As long as we don't go below 373, this trend is definitely still higher, despite my hedging. And I don't mind getting stopped out of hedges just for protection. And if you're not in a position where you're managing a portfolio of any capacity and you own stocks, use 373 more as your barometer. As long as we're above there, you don't have to worry about reducing anything or worrying about my tweets about hedging your whole portfolio or buying puts or anything like that at all. But when I'm bearish, I will definitely let you know that the trend has changed. But for now, anything above 373, you could back and fill in here for weeks. Who knows? The rate of change has slowed down. Ironically, I think that's a good thing. I mean, the VIX is still elevated. So let me do the VIX futures. It's still end of day, but you can get an idea. Still very elevated. Still very elevated. So if it's going to get down below 20, as I've been talking about, the market's got a lot more room to the upside. And if it remains elevated the way it is, and there's going to be some more selling, as long as we don't start breaking below major lines like 373, the trend is positive. If we do break below here by chance, then we'll reevaluate, and the trend will be more bearish. And at that time, you might want to reduce, your stock exposure, no matter how big or small your account is. But for now, despite my panic hedge that's going to cost me a little bit, if there's an update tomorrow, by and large, the trend is still positive. And even for most of the sectors, even some of the weaker sectors, the trend is definitely still positive. All right.